hope you're having
Hello,
a
everyone.
lovely evening, and you obviously clicked on this video because you are interested in getting booked up with your tattoo appointments. So here is my step-by-step, or I guess my tips on how to do so. First off, I want to talk about this from the perspective of a brand new tattoo artist, whether you're an apprentice or just recently promoted to tattoo artist. At this point in your career, you're probably not too busy, or at least not busy enough to quit your full-time job. But hopefully these tips will help you be able to move away from your full-time employment to being a full-time tattoo artist instead. Step 1. Embrace social media. This is probably the most essential step in your career to getting booked up. Now obviously tattooing has become heavily reliant on social media presence, whether it be on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook. I myself use Instagram and a little bit of TikTok. In the very beginning, before you even start tattooing, you're going to want to create a social media platform. And this is to showcase any drawings and art you've created. That way you can get a head start on building a clientele and finding people that are interested in your style, if you have found one already. Now, if you are very new in your career, this may help you in many ways because if you create a business or creator account, you'll be able to see the insights and statistics on each of your posts. This way, you'll be able to see what your clientele really likes from you, because at this point, you probably haven't found your niche or style. So it may help you figure out what people really like, which helps you know what you should create more of. Because at the beginning of your tattoo journey, you will want to take on most tattoo ideas that come through to you. Obviously not whole sleeve projects or maybe black and gray realism tattoos, but at least these small little tattoos that come through the door are better than nothing. That being said, you're going to want to take a picture of every single tattoo you do in the beginning. Now, this may not be your preferred style or look at the moment, but these smaller tattoos are important for your growth and improvements as a tattoo artist. The smaller pieces may help you work on your skill and also find tattoo techniques that work best for you, and your current or future clients will be able to see the growth that you make as time goes on. Another thing you will want to do on your social media is stay consistent, which kind of runs into the next point I'm making, but consistency is key on social media. The algorithm can be quite crazy at times, but when you are trying to get noticed, the more you post, the more often people will see your content and be attracted to your page, to follow, or to reach out and send a message to book. Now, step number 2 is draw. So you've made your social media platform. Hopefully at this point, you've done a lot of drawing, which you can post on there, but you'll want to continue to draw. Drawing is so important because it's also a way for your clientele, present or future, to see the growth you've made as stated above. But it also helps show your clients what you are truly interested in designing or what direction your art is maybe leaning towards. You will want to show complete drawings, whether that be a flash sheet or individual pieces. That way your art will look very professional and a client will be attracted to how neat and well put together your art is. You can obviously create a flash piece or art on paper or iPad, whatever your preference is and what you're most comfortable working with. The more you draw, it means you'll be super consistent on your social media, and obviously it's practice, so you will be able to find your niche that much quicker. Step number 3 is apprentice rates and deals. So now by this point, you're probably getting noticed a bit more, whether it's on your personal social media or the shop's social media. And this is great because you will hopefully be tattooing a little bit more. Now, if you're an apprentice, you're probably tattooing at a significantly lower rate than the other artists. I found that when I was an apprentice at these lower rates, I was actually significantly busier than some later times in my career. And that's because, honestly, people just want a cheap tattoo, and most people don't really care if you're an apprentice or not, but they definitely want a tattoo, and who doesn't love a deal, right? There's a possibility that you'll be busy during this period of time, which is great. I think social media is great because it's also a way to promote how low your hourly rate is, or if you have any deals on flash pieces. A low flat rate is great as well because I personally see that a lot of people like to know how much they would be spending for the tattoo even before starting a conversation with you. Seeing that price may entice future clientele to reach out, and flat rates are a great place to start. I think for myself, I was maybe starting at $40 to $80 Canadian on palm-sized or smaller tattoos, and that was kind of a way to have supplies covered and just a little bit of income for myself as I was getting started. Step 4, make booking easy for everyone. So now that you've been tattooing for quite some time, and maybe you've gotten past the beginning stage and you've turned into a bit more of a professional artist, I have found many different ways to make the booking process 1,000 times easier, because it can be quite overstimulating and repetitive, or sometimes time consuming to be messaging back and forth between your clientele because they have many questions, which is obviously okay, but there are ways to avoid repeating yourself over and over and over again and making conversation quite a bit easier. I have found 2 ways that can really help speed up this booking process, and the first thing I started doing was writing down all the times I have available for each month and day. So I'll have the date and what time I'm available between. So let's just say July 5th, I'm available 12 till 5, and I'll do that with all the dates that I have in the next month or 2. I'll screenshot that list and I will post it on my Instagram stories, so as people come along, they can say, oh, I have that day available, so why can't I book that day? You don't want to give your clients any room for assumption, because more often than not, they might assume that you're so busy or might not have that day available for them. So it's just good to get ahead of the problem and let people know ahead of time that, yes, I have these days available. If you are available too, then I'm ready to book you in. The second way I've made booking an appointment so much easier is actually making an appointment booking form. I personally use the website Jotform, and I was able to create and customize my own form to my liking. That way I'm able to get all the possible information I need to make the booking process a lot smoother. So in the first portion of the form, I like to get my client's first and last name, phone number, email, whatever contact information you may need for your client. After you have the getting to know portion of your form done, you will want to add the tattoo description information. So I gave my clients a text bubble where they can write down all the little details and elements that they want in their tattoo design, and whether it's black and gray or color or size or placement. I just put a little screen preview of my Jot form right here. I also linked my Jot form in my Instagram bio and then made a little note saying, please fill this out prior to booking, because it just makes it so much easier to book people in, and you don't really have to communicate that much back and forth, really, unless there's something that may not work well as a tattoo, or if you have any concerns about the design, then you can reach out afterwards and have those conversations with them. Or if you even want to go the next mile, there's a decline or approve button that you can use. If something that comes through and you're really just not feeling it or don't believe it's something you can do, you can actually just hit the decline button. And in mine, I have it set up where the Jot form will actually immediately directly send an email to the client where it states, I don't believe I'm the right artist for this piece, or there might be other artists that are better candidates for this tattoo, or it just doesn't work for my schedule. You can make this email as detailed as you possibly like. Now, step 5 is to promote yourself at any chance you get. There's many ways you can promote yourself, which I've gone over the obvious, which is social media, where you can actually promote your posts, but that costs money and it doesn't always work. So I usually don't recommend that. But if you're in public and there's ever a chance that you're starting up a conversation with a stranger or maybe somebody you know, there's always a chance to slide into the conversation and mention, yeah, I'm a tattoo artist or I'm a tattoo apprentice, and strike up that conversation, because even selling yourself to people in person is a great way to promote yourself. I always carry around business cards with my contact information on it, or give people my social media names to write down and check out later. When I'm talking about how I'm a tattoo artist with somebody, more often than not, the ball starts rolling in their head and they start talking about their tattoo ideas, and you can discuss what to do with their design and their idea, and it's really just a great and natural way to gain clientele. Now for the final step, which is step 6, time and patience. I think the biggest step of all this is time and patience. It's going to take some time to gain a solid clientele. Over time, you'll gain more and more, because your current or newer clients will tell their friends and coworkers and family members about the tattoo they just got and how their experience was. And there's so many occasions where I've tattooed siblings or coworkers of other clients because you get recommended. And obviously recommendations are always great. Your name gets spread around town, which hopefully it's only good things to say. So obviously it's good to be professional, but also personal with your clients at the same time of their appointment. You really want to make their experience extremely comfortable and joyful and obviously memorable, because that way you'll be able to get far more recommendations coming your way. And there will be times in your career where there is a very slow period. You'll want to be very patient during those times, like Christmas. I would say that's always the slowest time of year for us. But during those times, you could maybe promote a lower rate or take that slow time period to pump out as much flash or drawings as you possibly can. I found that during these times off, I'm very creative and just creating so much art. It's a great time for me to kind of end the year and start back up the new year with some really fresh and new ideas. So I hope you all really enjoyed me rambling and giving you some tips. I really hope this helps you out, because I know it has definitely helped me out a ton. I'm sure there are many other ways to get booked up, like obviously being a great artist, but that can take time as well. So these are great tips for when you're a beginner and just a little tattoo baby. So I hope you have a great night, and I will see you next time. If you've made it this far, please feel free to subscribe and share or like and comment. Do all those little YouTube things that everybody loves and appreciates. So see you next time. Bye.